Hello Unity folks, this is Tim Grauman, and this is the Toolbox, the Tagenigma Toolbox. Basically, it's a toolbox of some common scripts that I use in a lot of projects. And we have a script for converting your line endings to DOS, removing some div files and meta files that are created by div tools, and then syncing in Visual Studio 2010. Now, I'm on the Mac here, and typically, under the Assets menu, you only have Sync Mono Develop Project. And I've added the menu items for the toolbox to the Assets menu so that you can sync the project to Visual Studio 2010, change the line endings, and remove the backup meta files. I'll show you how this happens. Let's walk through each one. Alright, so first I'm going to sync to Visual Studio 2010. Just click that, it's done. These are just warnings, and I might change this to warnings. If you're on Windows, it looks for the registry location of the Unity editor to get the DLL path. And if it doesn't find it, it just uses the default. And then it prints a little message that says the processing is complete. Now on Mac, you can't run Visual Studio by itself unless you use Wine or CodeWeaver Crossover Office, or you can just run Visual Studio in a virtual machine. So I'm running here VMware Fusion, and I've got a directory mapped, and so here's the solution that it just generated. And if I launch Visual Studio 2010, while that launches, so I said it was mapped. It's VMware Fusion has shared folders, and I can map it to a Mac directory where it outputted the solution file in the Unity project base directory. Alright, so if I just go and open this solution. Alright, since I'm accessing it as a share, I get a little Visual Studio warning about how it might be unsafe because I'm accessing a solution on a share. So anyways, the script automatically created added any DLLs it found, and it's included Unity Editor and Unity Engine DLLs so that it can compile the editor scripts that it found. It also sets up the project if it finds any text files or C# files or shader files or that kind of thing. Adds it to the project, and now I'm able to build it. So if I go up here to the solution, right-click Properties, Configuration Properties, I can tell it to build the project. And now it built the project. So if I switch back to Unity and do some work or something, and then now I resync it, I go back, build. Okay, because I've got it mapped as a shared Visual Studio, it takes a second to notice that the file changed, and you get your standard, hey, the page reloaded. Now let's say I had some scripts open, like that debug error thing, or debug log. There we go. There's that registry. This is just a warning. Warning. I'll use these changes in the next example. Okay, so I build it, switch back to Unity, clear the console. Alright, Assets, Sync. Okay, I missed just one of them. Line 301. sync. There we go. See, it's just warnings now. Okay. So that's done. But let's say for some reason, while I was saving the file, that for some reason I had saved it as a Mac line index. Now, when I go back, okay, it likes that, but now if I mix and match some of the line index, I can get it to log a warning that says, hey, we see a mixture of Of course I can't get it to do it. Alright, let's say, I don't know, something that generates... I know. Here's what I'll do. I'll copy this part. I'll save it again with Unix line endings, and then I'll paste it. Now I should have mixed matched. Oh, come on. Well, anyways, that happens sometimes. And let's say I had mixed match stuff, then I would just use this thing, convert to DOS line index, and it would process it, and they would all be DOS style line index. Alright, that was not spectacular, but it works. I use it all the time. Okay. Let's also do the, I want to sync one more time, just to show. Okay, it reloads it. That's fine. It kept all my my windows open for the documents that were open, so that's kind of cool. Alright, for my next trick, there's the back meta files. Okay, so I made that warnings change, and this next diff meta file thing, you might be wondering what that is about. So I use SVN. Basically, I use this tool a lot, WinMerge, to diff changes, because it's really easy to see what I've changed. And while you're diffing, if for some reason you noticed, hey, that's kind of weird, and you make a change or whatever, when I click save, it actually, the default is to save a backup file of the original C# file. So if I go back to the project, I will see that it has made a backup file. So if I switch back to Unity, it will pick up this extra backup file. And if I look again, it's actually created a meta file for that backup file. So now I'm getting extra files that can cause problems. So that's what this third script does here, which is remove C# backup files and backup meta files. And it just removes that extra stuff that I didn't really need. Have a nice clean scene where you're changing files and you see what you're expected to. You see what's expected. So yeah, so these are 3 scripts, editor extensions that are useful, and they're part of the Tagenigma Toolbox, which you'll find in the asset store. Alright, thanks, and try it out.